月无衣，与子同袍。望与兴师，修我戈矛。与子同仇。
In Gyeongju's smoke and flame, the golden crown splits night's dark veil. Storms assail, yet Scylla will not fall. Grasp this sigil, not in the Queen's name, but as the last shield and the first arrow of Scylla. Grip this bow. Recall the unfaded glory, dormant for 1,000 years, but still glittering in your palm. Each of you will shine as a spark in history.
Today, we see glory. Kill for Sparta! his jaws. And Hades celebrates his triumph. A legend takes shape. A tapestry woven in blood and ambition. Empires and titans will clash. Fates to hang by an Arachne's thread. Beyond borders, the hunger stars. The world awaits its conqueror.
I will never forget that moment when the sun fell and the sky went black. We will not fade in times of betrayal and strife. The brave must take up the sword, even if we should fall into darkness. We will do what we must. Great knights of the realm never forsake their vows. I believe that every age has its heroes, and a new legend will be born.
Faith is our torch in a land shrouded by darkness. Devotion, our shield against heretics and sin. the sword shall we bring justice, and forge a path through the night. And if our swords be not enough, let righteous flames bring light. Unto death shall we uphold all honor. Brother knights, ride forth into battle. Our time is at hand. see him better fitting your might to get out of my way, this conqueror's blade!
Hello.
Hello.
It's good evening and good morning to many of you guys. Welcome to the stream. I think it's been quite a long time since the last stream, huh?
Yeah, it's been a really long time since we go online or showing ourselves.
Yeah.
Me especially, first time.
Yep. So this is Leon, and yeah, I'm your old friend, and this is Rita, and I think it's first time to actually show his face in the camera, right?
Yeah, it is. It's my first time showcasing myself to the public opinion, and I guess a lot of you being well aware that you love me, and therefore you can spread some love inside of the chat. Making jokes here, but it's okay.
Nice
and
one.
therefore we going on with the new stream about the new season. So giving you some spoilers, some insight, and then also giving you the roadmap over the old season. Therefore you're giving or get today some insight.
Yeah, I got people saying Rita sexy man.
Appreciate it.
All right, so so today's stream we're gonna go through the the new season, obviously, season 23, and also this is actually the first time that we caught a season like the anniversary season, right? So as most of you already know that this is like the 6th anniversary of CB. So and then I little bit of spoiler. I think we're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about for the 6th anniversary. Now, lots of goodies.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Lots of goodies.
Like me losing track while reading all the stuff included inside of the season. It's so much to cover. Just reading it is taking a while.
Yeah. So of course, I see from the chat that people are asking, do we have gift codes? Of course, we have gift codes, and yeah, and lots of love from the chat. Okay.
Also, we can make Twitch drops in the near future happening. So we are currently getting more closer to it happening, basically. So everybody can expect Twitch drop. Maybe even for the next stream, we can aim for Twitch drops and therefore giving you some goodies directly just by watch time. Yeah.
And right now, you can see the gift code right here. Ready for S23 on, top left of the screen. So go in the game and then redeem this from the game. All right, so let's just go to the hot content.
To the hot
Let's
content,
go.
okay.
All right. So yeah, agenda of today. So we're gonna talk about S23 and also and also like recent updates, and also we're gonna get to the 6th anniversary and what's new and what's interesting of it, and also of course we're gonna hit the community community topics later on, because lots of going on with the community, and also like we understand that people are waiting and people want to see our future plans of our community. And last but not least, but we're gonna have some Q&A section. Cool. And like I'm super excited for the S23. I mean, like it's not only because it's the 6th anniversary, but I mean, this is actually the first time like we get some inspiration from history and also tell some different stories. We're gonna go into that later.
Yeah. So starting off with CBL, like a big topic, we just finished like Civic, so the final from western side against the eastern side, but in general CBL will be more, we're looking more into it. We try to improve. There were some mistakes from our side, we have to admit, and therefore we're trying to do our best to lead the future of it. And we can go with this word directly to our new like spirit of our CBL and tournaments basically around CBL. So going from leading, talking about leading, it's not only about commanding, you being like, hey, go to supply, block it for me. Okay, you can die now.
That's command, right?
That's commanding. But leading especially means you being one of the ones inside of the fight, being up front, maybe even the first to die, being the honored one, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's what I mean to be a leader, right? You demonstrate your will.
Your willingness to die for your teammates. Being like, okay, you can take the MVP, that's okay for me, because we all know MVP, sometimes it's a little bit screwed. The guy just healing you is like MVP and you killing all the units or staying in the back and you're not getting MVP for it. Sometimes a little bit rough, but understandable. Happens to us all. Then we're coming back to the team thingy with the unite thing.
Unite, yeah.
CBL is about uniting, so not only uniting people inside of teams or teams in general or the West or the East, uniting the whole player base basically in tournaments. So aiming for like big tournaments where we get everybody to play against each other and join, like going for a joint adventure. Therefore, unite yourself and your team members, even your friends. Maybe you're playing with your real life friends. Maybe you got in touch with like a lot of people inside of the game, which you're now meeting in real life, and therefore becoming real friends on the journey. Myself, I have like friends now. I consider friends, playing with them for over 5 years, and you meet them like twice a week at least for TW, and therefore I consider them really good friends of mine. I know a lot of history for them, so we now not only unite while the game, but also with CBL. Going for the last thing.
Triumph, right?
Triumph. Self-explaining thing, triumph. But triumph is like, has a little bit depth to it, because it's not only about winning something, but it's also about your own triumph. So maybe your goal is just to participate for the first time, getting in touch with it, getting in touch with other teams, seeing how it's happening, because often there are team captains joining for the first time and then it's just overwhelming. Everything is like, and it's just, what is even happening? So for you, your personal triumph is just joining and maybe trying for the first time. Then you can adapt, then you can go further, then you can go for the big triumph, maybe hitting like top 5, top 4, even top 1, and then progressing with it. So I think there's a lot you can achieve just by joining tournaments and just starting, because in the end, it's just about starting. It's about you getting the first step into something like this.
The attitude.
The attitude, having like the fighting spirit in you, where you'll be like, okay, I want to be top tier. I want to be one of the best competitive players inside of medieval warfare.
Yeah, and I think, most of the teams demonstrate, at least some part of the 3 keywords and doing their journey for, Conquest Play, and also especially for the CBL.
For sure.
Especially we're going to talk about, so, a bit of, congratulations. Well, it's kind of late, but we're going to do this again. So congratulations for ZT being the global championship. And then ZT, they're a Chinese team, and they come from the Eastern Conference. And, what's interesting about them is, like, they are all veterans. And also, like, I think along their way to the global finals, I think they only lost 2 points. 2 matches, during those series. And then here comes YB, actually, put them into Game 5 to Grassland. And then I think this is the only time that they went to Grassland, during the entire, championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think, YB is actually, a big hit during the tournament.
Yeah, buddy!
Yeah, buddy!
It's around, like, the Western Championship. Everybody knows, yeah, buddy, and we all know the good old Danke ruling the battlefield with his wooden spoon of tactics and his knowledge. So he's the one ruling the battlefield, therefore winning this tournament again. If you look at all the tournaments he participates, he usually comes in first second or maybe sometimes third, but then it's like a really, really bad day for him. So really dominant. He's shown really what is in him. He has to fight against the Vice Series twice, which is like led by Andruban, also a very successful team leader in the West. Then we have go to America. They also did really well, in my opinion. Like Zodiac's doing really well, and also like the good old cheeseburger master being Maximus, the great gladiator himself, leading the Cope team again. So I really loved or enjoyed watching CBL this time, also with all the teams I already know, and also getting closer to the team captains in general, because I think this is it's like CBL is not about us or like about like us as company. It's about the players and giving a shout out to like the team captains, the players inside.
The shiny stage.
The shiny stage, yeah, because it's about like making legacy. It's about pushing people inside of the game being like heroes. I think people should appreciate how good these people are, and they deserve like shout outs inside of our community.
So yeah, that's why I hope they will come back next year and then become even stronger.
Next year, I gotta promise you, you need a light switch to counter Dunkel. There's no Dunkel means darkness in German, so there will be no counter to him. He will be unstoppable. 3-0 CT.
Yeah, that's Darth Vader, right?
Yeah, he's Darth Vader, basically.
All right, so yeah, that's pretty much for CBL. And yeah, and you know, after CBL, I think this is the first time that we are actually making sorts of not documentary, but like a recap video for teams.
Yeah.
So I think because you know it's a life journey, you know, to get into the CBL and also you know fight all the way through. So I think this time we're trying to make videos for the top teams for CBL. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, like just what we talked before again. Giving like the shout-outs, the well-deserved spot in our community where we elevate the people to a higher standard, or just the heroes they are, fighting for our western side for sure, also for the eastern side, and therefore deserving like a space and official shout-outs. Going to something more community thingy, talking about community tournaments and us encouraging more of them happening in the future. I'm going to talk to a lot of tournament organizers, so giving here a direct shout out to CB Rivals, where I'm coming from, also Ariel Arise, so Ariel Cup, and then also I want
to DNK Foundation communities.
Yeah, and also want to mention the First Blade made by Dunkel. Actually, he made his own like exciting tournament with a little twist to it. You can look on all of the Discords from this thing, and maybe you can just look at it, or even join as a participant, which would be very great in my opinion.
I think because CBL is for the top of the top, but I mean tournaments actually, I think we're trying to make tournaments a part of our play's life. So like you don't have to be the best of the best. I mean, you know, not all of us is so competitive in CB. But if you want to taste a bit of tournaments, so we encourage more, like for example, we have some more funny tournaments instead of being too competitive. So we look forward to it.
Yeah, it's like we are gaming industry, so it's about having fun, and people maybe enjoying competitive gameplay, and therefore fun is for them winning and being the best of the best. But others being like, oh, I want to have like funny gameplay. What's about me running next to like 50 grape shots and I need to survive for like 50 meters? But usually it's going to be like dead.
Yep. All right. I think let's jump to the S23. So would be like I think our producer actually wrote in his letter that there's going to be 2 Eastern themes actually doing this year. So here is the second one. So actually this one is originated from the Qing Dynasty of China, which is the first emperor of the Chinese history. Is actually pretty big for the Asian community. But we make a little tweak about his story, because there are some movies and also some pop culture actually making some mysterious tales about him. So we put in like the Return of the Eternal King, right? So the thing goes like, it's actually true that the first emperor, his ambition is to use his great military power to end all wars. He unified, all tribes and also other regions and other small countries in ancient China. So that's his vision.
Like two sides to it, being like the one who's like getting peace for everybody, but also like suppressing everybody else who's opposing him. So they're
But anyway, he has his vision. He has in China. So that's his vision.
Like two sides to it, being like the one who's like getting peace for everybody, but also like suppressing everybody else who's opposing him. So they're
But anyway, he has his vision. He has this vision, and
he was also.
But I think what he did is actually to create the Terracotta warriors.
Yeah.
Which is actually, he wish he can have some 8 more countries in ancient China. So that's his vision.
Like two sides to it, being like the one who's like getting peace for everybody, but also like suppressing everybody else who's opposing him. So they're
But anyway, he has his vision. He has this vision, and
he was also.
I think what he did is actually to create the Terracotta warriors.
Yeah.
Which is actually, he wish he can have some intuition from this. So we're gonna have a bit of trailer for those of you who haven't seen it yet.
大秦的锐士打下一个大大的江山。
Cool. Yeah. Sorry, I think we have some tech issues.
Classic. Still the video running? Give me some 07 in the chat if you can hear us. The quality. We're back.
Okay, here we go. Cool. Yeah. Sorry, I think we have some tech issues.
Classic. Still the video running? Give me some 07 in the chat if you can hear us. The quality. We're back.
Okay, here we go.
And back into it, and then.
Sorry for that.
Happens all over the place.
Yeah.
So. Oh, no, we're offline again. No. Is somebody playing?
七月无衣，与子同袍。望与兴师，修我戈矛。与子同仇。 无衣，与子同袍。望与兴师，修我戈矛。与子同仇。 无衣，与子同袍。望与兴师，修我戈矛。与子同仇。
I think we're back.
Back.
I think we're back. Like we're so,
Happens to the best, like we said before.
So sorry for that. I think probably like because today we're streaming from China, and then Twitch and YouTube we got some.
I think some co-workers pulling the cable every time and making like fun of us.
Oh, actually, probably they are uploading the. They're trying to do the maintenance. That's why. Yeah. But anyway, let's get back to the streaming. Sorry for that. Really sorry for that. So So why don't we just do some lucky draw since we're back?
Okay, yeah. Going back to the selling point of lucky draw. So type Terracotta.
Type Terracotta in the chat, and then we're gonna count down for 5 seconds, and then we're gonna do a screenshot. Whoever is the top of the chat will get 1 Battle Pass West 23, and then we're gonna do this 4 times. All right.
4 times, 5 seconds, 20 seconds in total.
Rita, you wanna take the first try?
Me counting down and you pick one?
Yeah.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pick.
All right.
Screenshot made.
So the first winning is Rodrigo de Castro 1. Okay. We have the screenshot, and then we will reach out to you on Twitch. So stay tuned.
Somebody from the back end will like.
Yeah. Rodrigo de Castro.
Rodrigo de Castro.
Yep. Okay, the second one. Let me do this counting.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. All right, for this time we have Krieger Cat, right? Krieger Cat 1. Krieger Cat 1, right? So again, Krieger Cat 1. We will reach out to you.
Next
Your
one.
turn.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. For this time is Jeffrey Epstein. Jeff Epstein.
Difficult name.
Yeah, but Jeffrey, it's different. Jeffrey Epstein.
We just go with Jeffrey. That's
okay.
fine.
We will reach out to you, or you can find one of our CMs.
Yeah.
All right, the last draw for this time. So 3, 2, 1. Let's do it.
Even making it shorter.
Yep.
3 seconds. 8.
This time is Shodiqt.
Shodiqt.
Yep. Shodiqt. Congratulations. So congratulations to all of you. So you will be getting the normal version of the Battle Pass West 23, and then we will reach out to you. Yep.
In the future, we can even make this maybe with Twitch happening. So if we have the access, we can make the live draw, and therefore you can see and even be pulled inside of the chat, and therefore you can directly see your name popping up on screen, be like, whee!
Yeah. For those of you who who are not lucky enough, don't worry. We have more lucky draws to come.
Yeah, there's still stuff.
Let's get back to the seasonal content.
To the important stuff. Talking about new units.
What do you know about the new units, Rita?
I already know something about it, and also wrote a lot of feedback about it on PTR servers, so people looking into it. There's also like some ongoing changes with the unit size of Quinn Footbow, and then also with their how they are played basically, and some patches also according to like some feedback and also some input from the dev team. So therefore we have the Quinn Footbow man like having the heavy crossbows.
Yeah.
Then we have the
actually I got a dude ask me to show my shirt. Yeah. So yeah, this is like a CP shirt, and then I think we got a couple of more of them in stock. Yeah. So I'll see what I think. Yeah, the t-shirts. Actually, your t-shirts too. This is a booming t-shirt, and this is a CB t-shirt.
We handed them out last year on.
Doing a Gamescom event. Yeah, we actually did. Yeah. So probably at this time we will get more, and also like just a little bit leaking. So we are trying to get more merchandise of CB. So I think we're trying to. One of our co-workers is working on this, and then I think sooner or later we can have it. For gifts or for sale sooner.
First idea was to make like gifts for it, so you have like getting rewards for stuff, and then also making it available for other people if we are poachers. Yeah. My wording, god dang it.
Yep.
But let's go back to units, and therefore Halbert Elliot T4 unit, really good looking guys in my opinion with their.
They look anti-cap. But actually, they're not.
Yeah, they're against like shield units.
Yeah.
So they are like all the meta units right now, and there's some approach to it, not just based on the meta right now, but in the future also, like adding. But we can come back to this. We can also look at this direction. Tier 5 unit.
I think our heads are too big. We block this.
I think my head is.
Yeah, but anyway,
I can dodge it.
Emperor's Chariot.
Emperor's Chariot. Yeah, that's like basically on my behind me. I'm hiding it. Emperor Chariot T5 unit. Some of them already guessed it in the community. There was some exchange of information.
Yeah, and I think it's partially shown in the PTR too.
Yeah, for sure. But then still, people being like, "Oh, is it really happening?" Yeah, it's happening. So let's dive a little bit.
Yeah, but like for the Chariot, I think it's it's never existed in CB. It's actually the new mechanism, and then we'll talk about this later.
We can talk
Too
about
much spoilers.
this. Yeah, slowly. Starting.
All right. The Qing's football. So a little bit of it's a cultural background. So, Qing was known for its powerful archers and powerful bowmen. They have special designed bows. So because the power is too strong, so it's not doable with your arm. So they have to shoot it with your foot. But like it looks interesting, right? Because I don't think that we got similar stuff. Oh, come on, read it. Well,
trying to get the bow.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think we got similar stuff in the West, but it's actually interesting.
I'm not even sure about if it was used in the West. For me, it was the first time seeing it or hearing about it based on people talking about like the Footbow, and therefore me being like, oh, Footbow, that sounds like a little bit kinky in my opinion. But now I'm seeing the medieval stuff being like, oh, that's an interesting technique to strengthen your pull on your bow.
Yep.
And therefore it makes a lot of sense to my opinion.
And also you see those, fire arrows on the sky, right? So let's go to the video and to see getting a closer look. Yeah, hey Rita. So on the T3, so what do you think is actually we saw like they can shoot arrows and then it's something on fire. So like what's fun about it?
It's a new mechanic added to the game, so showcasing something we want to add into the game, and therefore giving like an insight on the new play mechanic. Therefore, it's stacking mechanic. Therefore, you can stack like the oil on the opponent, and then you can go for the ignition shot. So going back to the Thanos meme, going for the, okay, now it's time to kill them all and be like, snap, and they all burn and die. So it's more of a like, you can go with a stack that's stacking on the enemy, and then you can press the kill switch and therefore dealing massive damage to even high armor units, but I think they're going to be a little bit weaker against shield, but then even then they have like good penetration through the units, so they're even hitting units behind the shield. So
and also they get the debuff of stacking debuffs, right?
Yeah, so it's like a really, really stack-based unit, and therefore going with the kill switch is like a new mechanic added to the game where we can maybe look into it, how it works, and then be moving over it in the future and maybe adding it to more like unique features. Yeah. So just looking into it.
Of course. And I think I think in the last 2 days we actually made some changes to it. According to the feedback from PTR and from the community. I think the first one is actually we increased the amount of the moments, right?
Yeah,
in the squad. And the second one is actually we fixed a bug because in the PTR people are saying like you can actually take down the towers. That's crazy. So we actually fixed that. Yeah.
But it happens sometimes. Like Lion Roar was really, really strong in the beginning with shooting down turrets where you'd be like Thanos snapping again, and the tower was like, whoa.
Yeah, but definitely not this case.
Yeah,
so
but that's not what they should be used for.
Yep.
The Footbow shooting down your turrets, it's kind of sus.
Yep. And then here comes T4.
Dusty Dagger-axes.
Dagger-axes. It's actually the it's the most iconic chain weapon. So and it was used a lot in the Chinese history afterwards. So it's not only good for stacking, and also you see like the hook right here, so they can actually drag something back.
Get over here, basically.
Get over here. So,
basically in a unit, or the medieval version of realistic get over here, where you press like the button 1 is like the damage ability, which is like close to the Wubai, in my opinion, and then going for the second ability, and you can pull back shield units, so being very effective against shield units, pulling them inside of your kill box or even inside of the other units, and therefore having an easier approach to kill them and getting maybe behind them. And therefore, I think I want to see how they work out basically in TW and stuff like this, how you can utilize them.
And especially how you can fight against Spartans, for example.
Yeah, we all like, so we need something against the Spartans. If devs are not doing it while nerfing them, we go with this unit and then try our best approach.
Yep. Let's have a video of our tier 4.
Coming back.
I like the second skill, man. Like, it's one of its kind.
Yeah.
It's one of its kind.
In my opinion, like, it's bringing something new to the battlefield, and that's all about it. Bringing like new approaches to the game, where the game mechanic is not only be blocking or just going for special units. So it's like an infantry, which is also like considerable as a special unit, because it's bringing a special unique feature to the game, which can make a huge difference, maybe even now, but also in the future, where we look more into the skill and maybe advancing its usage inside of our game.
Yeah.
And then we coming
in something interesting. Look closer. So a little bit of leaking right here. So yeah, I mean intentionally leaking.
Intentionally leaking.
So we actually are introducing one new mechanism into our game, and then T4 this time will be the first one to actually taste it. So what's going to happen is actually we're going to have one small item, and then you can equip that to your T4. And then basically what's going to happen is, under some circumstances, they will turn to the Terracotta army in the battle.
But it's basically just, I think it was just made for the reasoning of it looking like
it's for fun, not for the balancing, for fun. But
having no impact to the battlefield. It's just a unique.
Yeah, but imagine lots of Terracotta warriors when you're playing Siege, especially when you're on the defender side,
going from head.
And then like, you're shooting artilleries and you see lots of Terracotta standing over there.
It may be frightening.
Yeah, frightening. Yeah, interesting.
Just seeing no mimic, just the stone figures in the ground, being like, okay, we're gonna wait here for you.
Yep. So yeah, a little bit leaking right here, but stay tuned. It's gonna come to the game soon. Please, wait for the official announcement of that. But it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. It's new feature.
New feature. Yeah. The Chariots.
Big topic, because not only just because it's a new unit. No, it's a new model. So we had something announced like war elephants in the past. Some of us can remember this. Not having it based on being a different model and therefore being kind of hard to implement in the game. But now we are actually tackling this problem while introducing the new Chariot, and therefore having a new model which is also has like unique features to it, and then also bringing like a new mechanic to the game. It's like every unit this season is bringing a new mechanic to the battlefield, and then not only bringing a like unique or a special ability to the battlefield, but also like a huge new field of things we can look into by modeling and be like really big.
I see people like saying Mad Max China Road. I mean, yes, it's a good metaphor. I mean, it's actually a good reference.
We talked about it, going like Tokyo Drift, and then you can play the Tokyo Drift music for your YouTube video, and then you can killing some foes. I think that's going to be really funny if you make like a
Conquest Play, Need for Speed Underground. Yeah, I mean, we're actually thinking about, you know, even reference to Fast and Furious, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Going different ways, be like, it's a long time.
And also you see, like, we got the monster machine that is 4 horsepower. Yeah, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 horsepower for sure. You know.
1, 2. Yeah, it's actually 4 horses. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, yeah. But back to the core gameplay. I mean, obviously, like your general can actually be mounted.
Yeah.
You can drive.
You can go in it. You can be layback driver and be like drifting all over this foes.
Yeah, I mean, people are saying like race event. You probably can do that. You know. Yeah, we can do that. You know, later in the stage. You know, later in the stage.
That would be fun.
Yeah, it would be fun. Yeah,
going to the field battle map and then going for 3 rounds.
For racing. Yeah.
It's underground.
Tokyo drifting.
Underground racing.
Yeah.
CB has like an underground racing culture. Where people be like, we're using the tournament servers to drift around, and developers be like, what is happening? Is underground driving again happening?
Noted. Let's talk to designers right after this.
Yeah, for sure. Gonna happen.
All right. So since people are saying it's a, you know, race colosseum event, so we're gonna show some interesting fact. You know, this is, you know, from the history that the Qing Chariot, it's actually pretty different from the Roman Chariot.
Yeah.
But I mean, like most of our Western audience are pretty familiar with the Roman Chariot. So so Rita, you wanna, you know,
take it from here? Like Roman Chariot, I think a lot of us already like know what the Roman Chariot is looking like, because like a lot of us know the movie Ben-Hur, and then also seeing like the Roman Emperor going inside of the city, be like, oh, peasants, welcome me. I'm here, your emperor, and therefore only mostly for like symbolic or like nobility and public spectacles use, and therefore not used that much for warfare. And it's often just driven by one person, and therefore being like a smaller version of the Chariot. But then we can go to the Eastern kind of big Chariot.
Yeah, they're like Empire Chariot. So so what's different is, you know, the first one is actually, you know, as you can see, it's a 4-horse heavy war chariot, right?
Yeah.
So it's not for ceremony. So it's it's, you know, the major purpose is actually to fight in the battlefield, and it's multi-crew, right? We have the commander, we have the archer, we have a small crew, like we have a crew in the tank too. You know, like it's a teamwork. It's a teamwork. But I think what's in common is that it's like the commander is actually riding on the chariot, right, and then leading the charge, and then yeah, it's, you know, it's also armored, and also it's, you know, its power in the battlefield is actually it breaks enemy lines, and it's like it just flush the way.
It's also cutting them.
Yeah, it's cutting them. You see like the spikes on the sides, right?
It's actually blades on the side going
through. Yeah.
Maybe you need to jump in the right the right timing and be avoiding the damage. Not possible.
A Squid Game, you know.
A Squid Game.
Yeah, but anyway, we will see more details in the video. Man, I love it. Loving it.
Must be. I want to see people driving around in it and be like, they see me rolling.
Yeah,
they hating.
Yeah, I think in the chat, AIK Gaming, he said need ability to drift. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We will need to talk to the designers on this. Horse drifting.
Horse drifting. Being the cool guy, you can go with one arm on the window, be like, "What's up? Don't say it.
It's crazy, man. We need to make it happen.
Yeah,
all right, chat. We need to make it happen, man. Like loving it.
Drifting around,
Yep.
cutting corners. So.
Yep. And we get new maps too.
Asked by the community a lot.
Yeah. So Hangul Pass is actually originated from the historical story that Hangul Pass is actually the east gate of the Qing Dynasty. So it's actually considered one part of the Great Wall. The Great Wall is actually originated from the Qing Dynasty. So it's actually one of the most famous, probably the most famous building across the globe. So Hangul Pass is actually a part of the Great Wall. And this is how it looks like in reality. And let's bring the fun.
Let's bring the fun.
Let's bring the fun.
One together. We bring it into the game.
Be like water.
Be like water.
What is it about?
What do you mean by be like water?
Yeah, be like water. I know this from two sources. One, Bruce Lee, right?
Yeah,
be like water.
be like
and also, be like water is mentioned in the Art of War. Right?
Yeah.
It's also part of the history of China.
I think there was some rumors about Dunke being the writer of Art of War.
Yes.
Going back to actually the map. So people are going to be looking at it and be like, oh, that's two pictures, but it's the same map. Yep.
Yep.
We're going to add new mechanics to the game.
It's not the war map like the old war map in the in CB, so it's different. So we're going to bring some new mechanic to CB map. So as you can notice, there are a lot of water, at the right-hand side. So so a little bit of leaking. Well, I always leak, intentionally.
Leaking.
It's like
announcing.
And then we're gonna bring the flooding system into the map. So what's gonna happen is actually we can fight for control of the flood. So the flood and the flooding will actually change the shape of the terrain and shape of the map, and then we can have different strategies around it. Yep. So it will change the route that you can walk and the route that you can attack. It's going to be different.
Going back to the meme thingy, I want to see some people get with the Lord of the Rings theme where it's moving. Release the water.
Release the water. Yep.
Going down, and that's basically the case. What we want to bring to it. So like interactive battle maps. Mm-hmm. Some people already know something like this from Battlefield, maybe, where you can like change the terrain based on you interacting with the map, and that's something we want to bring to the Battlefield, therefore having a changing environment, and that's only the beginning of it, so we will look more into it in the future for sure, and therefore we're going to bring new mechanics to the game where you need to adapt while you are fighting to the ongoing changes to the map and terrain, so you can't go for B every time because the whole map changed and something was like flushed away, not even shitty gameplay, but also your whole team is like away. T4 archers in the back, they're flushed away. Yeah,
and also it reminds me on the second episode of Lord of the Rings, right? The huge trees, they throw stones to destroy the barriers, and then it comes to flat.
I think everybody should know it.
Yep.
Great movies.
And for those of you who might watched a Chinese movie called Hero by Jet Li, so this is like the signature pose of Jet Li with with a sword right here. Yeah, it's actually a signature move. So that's gonna be the BP0 attire. So going to BP 100, Battle Pass 100. So a little bit about this guy. So actually, I was briefing Rita actually before the streaming. So this is actually one of the most famous general in the Chinese history. So and he was known for cruelty, and also his nickname is God of Death in the Chinese history. So I think he buried 200,000 enemy soldiers alive. So basically, the Western thing gonna be like Vlad the Impaler, and therefore, but he was like a little bit more successful in quantity. Yep. All right, so that's for the new content. But actually, we are making, when we're talking about 6th anniversary, we're actually trying to make it, as the most important, milestone of the CB history. We want to make it the most for now. And I think it's the most, best timing for new players and also returning players to come back to the game, and we will explain why later.
We're going for the first explanation because going for the beginner's privilege, as it's stated up there. So before level 100, you now get access to free unit level resets. Therefore, you can test a lot of stuff. Also, free resets of unit attributes and training, free reset of weapon points, free removal of doctrines all the time for you under level 100, and then also for free sealing, unsealing of codex nodes. So you can test a lot. So because in the beginning you don't know where to position yourself, you may be clicking some things while you're not knowing something.
Yeah, trying some different builds.
And then somebody's telling you, what you did there, this is not right. You should do it like this. And then you have the opportunity, at least in the beginning, to do it freely and therefore looking a little bit deeper in the game and also allowing you the space to make mistakes in the beginning just by you clicking the buttons and wanted to move on.
Yeah, so this is just an appetizer, you know, it's appetizer, so something bigger is coming. So like, because like we've been talking to designers, especially for producer himself, a lot on how difficult returning users and also beginners they are having to actually to get into the game, and also how can they catch up to the veterans and how can they, you know, progress along the way. So we understand there is some mismatching and some difficulties, so we are actually trying to solve it. And then on the within the 6th anniversary season, we are making lots of changes.
It's the first step in the right direction, in my opinion. A lot of people are going to say, no, why it's only before level 100? It's based on just first steps, going closer to it, then we look into the data and we will adapt to it. In my opinion, it's going to be higher a little bit more even afterwards. But for now, it's free stuff for you at level 100, giving you a room. So let's look into it. Yeah. Maybe foster some feedback.
Yeah. Also, like we got some comments from the chat that people are suggesting probably we can prolong the period, not only below level 100, probably below 200, 300. I think it's a good point. We can talk to designers again.
Yeah, like we said before, we can look into it, because even then level 100 can be very fast accomplished, and even then they might be look into, okay, that's not actually making that huge of a difference. We need to higher it up, and therefore I think somebody should already create the feedback according to it, and your people can just go upvote it, and we just push the feedback directly to the devs according to your thumbs up underneath it. So one of us go write it already, and the other one just thumb it up.
Yep. And
also granting new free units. Like everybody's enjoying free units. I think it's not often the best units offered right here, but it's at least free stuff. Huh? Yeah. Let's go into detail. Me being in the beginning of my time, it's meaning like a grind for hell. Me grinding like ages just to have like a T3 unit with some doctrines, and now you're getting them right from the start. Like the Greeks, Brudas, nice name, in my opinion. Yep. And then also the Tertio, and I don't gonna pronounce the second word because I'm gonna fail on it. So it's just Tertios for this one and Kriegsbruders. Therefore, I think it's a good start for players, and therefore giving them a lot in the beginning already. And I think we not even finished with this.
And I think, actually, for the Kriegsbruders, I think they're pretty good for the raid bandit.
Yeah, for the bandit raid.
Yeah, so it will help the new players to actually to get some more experience and some, into the progression system.
Like there's a problem common known in the community where veterans play with beginners, and then veterans getting all the XP finishing the bandit raid, and therefore the beginners have no access to the XPs, the shared XPs, and therefore need to do them over and over, but you only get XP for 5 bandit raids, and therefore Kriegsbruders are a good thing for helping them, making it at least possible for them to catch up, and therefore it's the first step to, or the easy step to go in the direction to get this fixed from our side.
Yep.
Going to the barrack changes or the UI changes in general, we are going for a new approach to it.
Yeah, actually we got lots of feedback that, when we're talking about some seasonal units, it was hidden in, too deep under F5, the seasonal button, and then new players, they have no idea where are all the units, right? So we are putting them all together right here, and then at least people know where to find it.
So it's a little bit more overview for the general approach. Most people will be like, I hate new systems. I want to have my old stuff. I'm used to it. I want to see the old things. Change is happening all over the places, all over the world. We are a long game, 6 years now, woo! And therefore things gonna change sooner or later, because you need to go for a more modern view. You're gonna go more into detail from new players, and therefore all of us can agree on we need new players in our player base, and therefore we needed to make more welcoming. Me as a veteran, I can accept searching for it, even the new big inventory where you have like the whole screen being full of items and people be like, oh, I don't need your glasses anymore, you can see everything clearly.
Yep.
But changes are happening, and I think they're headed for the newcomers, and therefore as a veteran we need to be like, oh, okay, I not gonna vomit, but I accept it.
Yep.
It's acceptable. And I think it has also a good touch. Also diving into something different, going from the artillery. We know the change before happening for artillery, where you'll be like, oh, there's a wall in my face. Where do I shoot? It's still happening, but there was some changes to it. And now we're going for the hero outline. Basically, we're having a lot of units on the screen, having a lot of models, and therefore people easily get lost inside of their units. And therefore, we're giving you now the option to see yourself through the units. So gonna have some weird camera angles in the beginning, I suppose. People give us some feedback on where you see like things happening and it's not working perfectly, so we can fix it as soon as possible if something happens. Maybe it's perfect from the start, would be perfect, but it's a matter of change. Therefore, also adding like, let's go up here, some small little dots above you. You know,
to help, especially for new users, they can find where are the units?
They're like Zorro from One Piece. He's getting lost all the time. They are doing the same basically with their units. And therefore you're now getting like, you know the Sims? For girls playing this a lot, they have like the dots above them. So for easier access and for easier distinguishing your own troops from the others.
Yep.
Oh.
Here comes the big gun. Huh? Right. So yeah, that's the appetizers. So right now we are getting to the main dish, right? So
I'm hungry.
Yeah, it's actually, you know, as I said, you know, like 2 minutes ago. So the 6th anniversary season is actually, we're gonna position this the best time for new players and also for returning players to come back to the game or to join the game, because we are doing a lot to help them to actually catch up with this. And also for the, we got some, you know, giveaways for the existing players who are still playing CP2.
Yeah, we want to look into the real effect of giving more and maybe receiving more, because in the past we were like a little bit too slow on adapting on big giveaways, and this time we really want to try to go really all out on it and trying what is really coming back from it. So we have like a direct data which we can compare to, okay, is it really worth the effort? So maybe, guys, pull some people in and show them that it's really worth the effort. If they're putting out new stuff for us and giving us free stuff, it's really helping the people a lot, and therefore it's needed and good idea.
Before we actually get into the details of the 6th anniversary, it's time for another lucky draw.
Aye.
So yeah, you know how it's gonna go. So please type 6th anniversary in the chat, and then we're gonna do 2 draws, and then each of you will get a sealed attire chest from the past. You know,
each one of the people picked, not each of one of you in the chat. Huh?
Yeah, they like the top one in the chat. Right, let the typing begin.
So 6th anniversary, type it into the chat.
Let's go, boy.
We're gonna wait a second so people catch up on it.
All right, let's do. I'm gonna go first. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Trying to pronounce the name again. Kwayu.
Kwayu. KWAYOOO.
Yeah.
Congratulations. And then please look for the CMs, and CM will look for you too. Yeah,
maybe not for me right now because I'm busy.
Yeah, well, obviously. Be my guest.
Be my guest. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Screenshot.
All right. So Yazofan1234, right?
Yeah, you can
Yazofan.
pronounce it like this. We are really sorry to mispronounce stuff like this. Happened in the
We're trying our best.
We're trying our best.
Yeah, so
no insult me.
Yeah, I'm gonna spell it. So YAZOFAN1234. Yep. All right, that's for the
Skin check.
second lucky draw. So
Yeah.
I think we have 3 in total. So don't worry, we got more coming. All right, let's dive deeper into the 6th anniversary. I'm so excited to it.
Not only 1 stage, not only 2 stages, but 3 stages.
It's 3 months. It's a 3 months event. So I remember, like, you know, our devs are like having a big fight internally of we're giving up too much.
That's too much, and then also thinking about that's so much time they can be like getting free stuff. Huge discussion.
Well, but anyway, we managed to make it happen.
Yeah.
So Stage 1 is happening between June 19th, which is tomorrow, the new season launch.
With the season launch already.
Yep, to July 10th, and Stage 2 is actually from July 11th to August 20th,
yeah.
And then August 21st and to September 3rd we have a third stage. So what does it mean for different stages? What does it mean, right? What does it mean?
I think we have some more details.
All right, so Stage 1, we call it the war preparation period. So this is a time, we invite our existing players, especially for you in the chat who are watching our streaming. So I think, as we said, it's the best time to invite your friends, no matter he's new or he used to play CB. Invite them back to CB, right? We will have some events for you too. For if you're extending your invitation and if you can successfully invite your friends back to CB, you will get seal boxes and also unique titles too. And then for those who are invited back to the game, they will get this. So for new players, they got 2 units. Of course, we mentioned this before. And then what's interesting is the box. This is actually the seasonal limited doctrine box. Yeah. So it's not random. You can actually pick what you want, the purple doctrines, and they have leadership doctrines in it. So for the new players, when they get into the game, they got 2 potential leadership doctrines at once. So
getting making the gap smaller between experienced players and giving the new players the advantage of lower leadership and therefore easier access to higher tier units or more units to the battlefield. And so also you have more time and more room to make all the quests you need to make for new units, and then also...
Oh, I'm sorry, it's a misspelling. Sorry for that. It's not returning players, but returning players. I'm
returning players, classic.
Sorry for that.
Returning players. If you pay again, you're gonna get this stuff. No, it's returning players. Sorry.
Yep. Actually, we get the same, same stuff. Yep.
Returning players is that's wild.
Yeah, and also, forgot to mention the free doctrine removal from July during the weekend, September. Oh no, sorry, June 28th to June 29th. So that's the weekend. Yep.
2 days. I think there's a patch planned before this, and therefore it's happening behind the patch. Therefore, giving you the well-asked doctrine removal. We are fighting for it every time, so we get access to it, and therefore providing it for the player base, so you can swap between your blue and T4 units and T5 units. Therefore, it's needed a lot. Yeah. Because adapting to the ongoing season log.
Yeah, I read the chat that people are saying don't just give new and returning players some giveaways. Existing players need something too. So here we go. This is for everyone. I mean, literally everyone, every CB player. No matter you are new, you are still playing, you're returning. No matter who you are, everyone. So you get a variety of strong units for free for 30 days, and then it's full dock, right? And what's interesting is actually everyone will get 1 T3, 1 T4, and 1 T5 unit from Season 1 to Season 18 for free, forever. Yep, forever.
For eternity.
Yeah, for eternity. Yep. So and not to mention that it doesn't have to be within one season. For example, you can pick T3 from, for example, Season 4, and then you can get T5 from season 18, for example.
Yeah. And we also need to look into which season is actually meant by season 18, because usually we have like a mix-up on which is actually 18, which we mean, and which is season 18 on display and inside of the game. So we should follow this up with a community post which seasons are actually meant, so we not, maybe I think it could be also season 19 for us. So therefore, we need to check this out, but I don't know.
Yeah, and also during this period, we are actually making, organizing something bigger, interesting. So we call it War because we're gonna have an event that we put players can sign up for 2 fractions.
Yeah,
globally, and then we have different quests and different events during this period. And then you can choose to join 1 fraction, and then your dedication and also like your progression and all of your gaming behaviors will actually add points to the fraction. And then for the winning fraction, we have phase 3. We're gonna have something even bigger. So this is just 2 small things, during this period, and lots of other, giveaways are happening, progression items, and all of those, useful stuff is actually going to be given during this period.
If I'm getting this right, so the whole globe can decide if they join the left side or the right side. I just name it like this for now, and then they can go do like the quest for this side, and therefore there's going to be a progress bar. Fighting against each other.
Yeah, for the whole, right?
For the whole.
Yeah.
And therefore, trying to hit or winning against the other team, and people all over the community globally can decide which team to join, and therefore, East can join West, West can join the European player, can join with the Americans to pursue like goals together, and therefore joining a joint adventure of community, basically.
Yep. Oh, I forgot to mention earlier that for returning players, actually, because many players actually they've been away from CB for quite a while, so but they have their historical, connections and also accumulations in CB. So actually, when they come back to the game, all their past achievements, not only achievements, but their like accumulations and playtime and all of that will be converted into a score, and then according to the score, they will be getting something else too.
Yeah, because like some of us already know, like being like a veteran from the old days, you can see how long it took you to just get a couple of units, therefore because there were only some units available at that time. And now coming back, if you decide like 5 years later, oh, now it's the time for me to come back, then you'll be like, I grinded 1 year for this, and now people getting everything for free. But actually now, your time or your progress inside of the early stages is getting converted into the new playtime, and therefore granting you access to a lot of stuff just based on you grinding at an early stage in the game. Yeah.
So, well, people are still saying no veterans. We are like, this is for everyone, not only for the new players and also returning players.
Yeah, depending. Like if you are a really, really old veteran, then therefore you may be more interested into like the avatar and stuff like this, because units, some veterans already have all units, maybe even having them twice. And therefore, it's not that veteran service, but it's about player base and getting them together. Yeah. It's really hard to give like stuff for veterans, because if you're being like the rich guy sitting back, I have everything, I just want my title, I want a special avatar, I want a skin. That's something different. So it's about play style, it's about units, and therefore granting the whole community a lift off.
Yep. Well, for people saying like probably they should quit the game for a while and then come back. Well, that you don't have to do that. It's because like starting from tomorrow,
yeah,
June 19th. So like all your points will start to come. So it's actually you don't have to wait for July 10th. Yeah. And even you can get more points between the period in stage 1. Like you can get more points. Yeah. And getting rich. Getting rich. Well, this is just a very small portion of of the rewards. Like we didn't put the winning rewards for the winning fraction, right? So we're gonna disclose. Well, guys, for those of you who are watching, so this is not a complete streaming for the 6th anniversary. We're gonna do another stream later during the season to give you the full, spectrum and also the full details on how it's gonna go.
So much covering it would take like hours and hours, and I think people will be already stop yapping around. Especially you, stop yapping.
Yep.
It's gonna be around just focusing the main things, or getting confused by where to point. It's a lot of things just pointed out right here, just being based on the faction battle. So that's the stuff you're getting at the end for the rewards. If you are not even winning, this is just the basic stuff in this direction. And therefore, you're getting even bigger rewards if you're on the winning faction. And I think there's a lot of small, like little things like Salty Bee going for like the stuff like not schematics but like stuff for the smithery and stuff like this. You're gonna find all over the way, and some things just making the journey acceptable.
Yep, and of course, you guys get it right. It's 110 treaties.
110 treaties is a lot, in my opinion.
And for the 60, it means the like the 6th anniversary chest. It's a special chest. So so basically, you can get a wide range of stuff. But I think I heard from the designers. That the top price within the chest is like a lot of purple schemes.
Oh.
Well, but I hope, like, I don't know how many it is yet, but as I just said, we will disclose the full details in a later stream.
Got it.
Yep.
Thanks for the input.
All right then. That's roughly the stages of the 6th anniversary. So it's actually, trust me, guys, it's not the full spectrum. We just give you a little glimpse and a little taste of how it's gonna be like. So I promise you, it's gonna be the most crazy giveaway period of CB. So it's gonna be the best timing for all of you to enjoy CB.
At least from the reward system. Not speaking about gameplay that we're gonna see happening.
Yep. Yeah, and it's gonna be the lucky draw. I like the magic word, rich.
The magic word. The capitalism in one word, rich.
Yep. Let's go, guys. So please type rich in the chat, and then we're gonna have 4 draws, and each of the lucky guy will get 10 treaties. All right, be my guest.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Here we go. So the first one goes to
Corn
Berserker, right?
He's in CC.
Oh, okay.
He's making content.
He's making content. All right. 3, 2, 1. Again. All right. So Zoe, PPQQ, and some Chinese characters.
So you're saying some Chinese
well, like I can read it, but I mean it's not for everyone.
It's not a pleasant name. Okay, got it.
Yep. So your turn too.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh my God.
Katzvayach.
Okay, so it's KADZVIAJ.
Guys, you need to stop just spamming letters for your names.
It's hard to pronounce, but you still get the reward. Last one. I'm gonna come from 10.
Oh.
10, 5, 2, 1.
Perfect. Okay. Little tease.
Okay, so too lazy for everything.
Well-known player.
But at least you're not too lazy to type rich in the chat.
He's not too lazy to play CBL. He's playing in your body.
Okay, yeah, all right. So that's 4, right? Congratulations to all of you. And then, well, unfortunately, that's all the lucky draw we have for the streaming. But we still get some good content.
Debatable.
All right. So I think people are screaming for the community. So I will talk about briefly on the what's going on in the community. So, well, like for the goals, right now, like we are trying to build a multilingual and friendly, community manager and also moderation team, and also we're gonna, yeah, well, we've been talking about this for a long time, and then, well, like we have to admit that there's some bumpies along the road. But we still are trying to build a comprehensive feedback mechanism, and then this time, like I personally will help our team to iron out the channel. And then, yeah, lately we have been seeing some toxic behaviors during the community, and then we really want to share that we want to make it friendly, and since I think this is actually the best timing for new players and also for your old friend to come back to CB, so probably a little bit of optimistic or some good gesture will be appreciated. Yeah. So
trying to find a good way again where we start more to listen and people having more room to speak about, and therefore, but keeping it on a professional and a really nice way of communicating, starting all over again, basically.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna introduce the CMs. So people are wondering, the CMs. So actually, we made some new thinkings and also changes to the CM. So Max will be the leading CM. So he's back, for quite a long time. So, and also we're gonna have Queen's Guard and Modal. So I think it's something behind the name, right? Queen's Guard.
Yeah, Queen's Guard is basically a joke meant to be like the guard of the queens. Who could be the queens? It's not the community. No, it's our devs. Devs behaving like queens sometimes, and therefore their Queen's Guard is going to be like the little protector of the queens, therefore communicating between the devs and also the community, going forth and back, and therefore going with Queen's Guard, I think, is a really good way of calling our dev team the queens. I'm going to send them some pictures and calling them queens. Maybe inviting them to buy some high heels for them.
Well, but anyway, well, like, because Modal are the protectors of the Tang Dynasty, and so Queen's Guard is actually the guardian of the queen. So it's not only for the meme, but also they're the protectors of the community as well. Yeah. So I believe that, I think probably you guys are being familiar, met with Queen's Guard and Modal in the past few days. Yeah.
Everybody knows these units, I guess. They're pretty often used, well known, and therefore I think a good way of showcasing community connection.
Yep. And then we are, as you see in the Discord, that we are actually trying to update the roster of our moderators. So, we're trying to get, as we said, multilingual. We're going to make sure at least we're going to have 2 moderators in different languages that our players are speaking. And then, yeah, so I think we're getting close to a final roast. But once it's ready, we're gonna post it to the community.
You can still apply for it and then maybe getting selected.
All right. So for the feedback mechanism, so we're gonna restart the feedback channel. We will let the community lead the attention. So what it means is, well, of course, Max will post some more details in the Discord later after the stream. But I just briefly talk about this. So we will make sure that every 2 weeks that the top the top supported or the top voted issues in the feedback channel will be at least addressed. From the devs, in the community report. We're going to pick up the community report too. I think Max used to do it like a while ago, but like we're picking this up
quite a while ago.
Yep. And then, we're going to have weekly feedback reports from the mods, right? I mean, like they're just summarizing it, but feel free to, voice your suggestions and concerns or some issues, in the feedback channel or to the moderators personally. We make sure, most voices will be heard. Yeah. And we're gonna have the community roundtable meeting too. Yep. So I talked about the bi-weekly community report. I think Max will yeah, I just talk to him, and then he or she will pick it up. He or she will pick it up. And then community roundtable meeting. So I think I'm not sure, like how frequent it's gonna be, but it's not gonna be like too distant.
No.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna have basically a roundtable meeting. I think it's more like a voice chat, right? And then people can actually talk about what's going on, and then we can, and then our community managers will be in the chat too, and then to actually communicate and actually to speak out for what's going on, right?
Yeah.
I think that's going to be very beneficial for, well, not only to address problems, but also to get some ideas and to what's going on with the dev too. Yeah.
So committing on it and having like not like announcing one meeting and then the next meeting is coming sooner or later, maybe then and there we're going for direct dates basically, which are happening at the set time from the beginning, and therefore people being invited to it and can join to it, and therefore we have like a good conversation about ongoing stuff, and therefore some good insight.
Yep. Well, like I see lots of feedbacks from the chat right now. Like we have to admit that due to the many reasons in the past 2 months. I mean, like the many of the communication channel is actually not working so well. Like it's actually true that many of your voices are not. Well, it's actually get passed to the devs, but it's it just the loop is not that smooth, and also like we have to admit that we have to do better than the last 2 months.
It's really hard to follow up because then you have to be on track everything. You're getting one feedback and you need to push it. Then you need to find the person inside of Booming Tech. Then you're gonna need to follow up on it on your side, getting people to respond to it, and then also working on it. And therefore, there's a lot of work just for one feedback to get through. And therefore, there's a whole mechanism needed inside of the community to follow up on this. And that is on us to make. And is currently really worked on and happening. Therefore, we have like a smoothly transition from feedback into real follow-ups, at least. Sometimes maybe it's like people say, we want more rewards, like basic community feedback. Then it's going to be handed to the devs, and devs going to be, okay, looking at the data here, we're going to need maybe to adjust the things, but could also be that the devs are saying, no, actually, we can't hire the rewards. I think they're really high, but you getting feedback from them, so you have something to argue about, because then you have something to go, okay, got your point there, but me as a player, I want to spend more time in it, but right now I'm hitting the ceiling of like the rewards, so for me, I don't have interest in playing anymore if I don't get any more rewards. And then dev team is be like, oh, you're actually having a point here.
Yeah.
And that's actually our work every time. But then you can make it on your own happening with the follow-ups on the feedback coming from them. So therefore, it's a forth and back coming of you or in your direction.
Yep. So yeah, like we are very serious this time, and then since it's 6th anniversary, so like people have to learn. Like our team and our dev, we have to learn from the lessons. So we're not saying that we've done a great job in the past, especially during the past 2 months. But we're just please give us some more faith, and then we will pick it up. We will pick it up. Yeah. All right. I think that's pretty much for all the content we prepared. And then I think it's time for some Q&A. So chat, can you, if any issues and any question you want to ask, please. Okay, so surrender button. Okay, so that's a a very common common raised question. So I remember because it's actually very contradictory of the surrender button, because we have people who are super into it, but there are some people who are super against it. It's because if they have some surrender button, they are afraid that if things start to go wrong, then people will give up. So yeah,
in my opinion, that's a decision that players should be able to do so, because in the most games they have the option to be like, okay, I feel like I'm defeated, so therefore I see no point in fighting. And you often end up in some maps even more like Riconopolis is sometimes ending you in like 5 minutes standing around and being like, okay, They have 400 units left, and we are just, and therefore we are pushing on it and pushing devs to understand this point, but it's really hard to make this point. So I know it sounds maybe a little bit dumb, but would one of you be kind enough to open this feedback again, and everybody going to this feedback and give it a thumb up for we need this surrender button and we want it ASAP.
Yeah. Actually, I think we did a survey in the community a while ago that, should we have the surrender button? I remember the results as being very even.
Yeah,
very even. Yeah.
I think if people being afraid that people may be giving up on purpose or stuff like this, but then you need to look into the data of it coming back. So maybe the start of the surrender button will be really rough for the community, but we can then look into the data provided by it, and even if it's not working out, we can take it out again. Yeah. So it's more maybe like a pilot system we are going for.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it's a complicated problem in the game design because for competitive games, there are games for example like League of Legends, Counter-Strike, they have surrender button, but there are some games they don't have surrender button. For example, Dota 2.
But Dota 2 is like old.
Yeah, but anyway, I think probably it's a good time to start another survey within the community to see how people will think about the surrender button. Yeah, so we will get back to this. Yep. Let's get to the next question. So. Where can I buy your shirt? Yeah, it's a good question. So as I said during the stream, so we are trying to make a merchandise web store or like somewhere that you can look for it. So we'll definitely put it up in the stock. I know people love it. So this is a CB shirt and this is a Booming Tech shirt.
Company, game.
All right, so Wait. Lots of questions, so I'm sorry,
Deathmatch 5 versus 5 back again. That's something competitive players are asking. Why is the 5 versus 5 modus taken away? So you can choose which people you are playing with, and so you can go for competitive deathmatches. I think we should talk. I did before talk to devs, but we should push it again.
I think there is some prototype of 5 versus 5 already. I think. Yeah. But I'm not sure it's mature enough to bring it on for player tests. But like the devs are thinking about it. Yeah.
Pushing.
Yeah. And new weapon. Oh, we're talking about new weapon because I think we promise that we're gonna have one new weapon class every year.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a leak again. Yeah, that's me. Every time you see me, there's a leaks. Okay, so S24 will be a Western theme. And then the new weapon class will be in the second half of the year. So I'm not so sure about which month it is, but definitely within the next second half, and I'm guarantee you that there's going to be a new weapon class. Yeah.
Some spice.
Yeah, and is there a roadmap for unit balance and adjustments? Yes, I think we're gonna have another balancing. I think in late June after the new season launch. Yeah, I think so. Yep, it's before the free doctrine removal.
Yeah.
And what's why stopping CB from allowing server transfer between EU and APAC? Yeah, that's a good question. So, well, historically it's because there are some different publishers, but since now they are all pros, so probably there's some topic that we can bring up.
But it's also, I think, related to different states of the game. There are some mechanics inside of APAC that are not possible in EU and NA, so therefore needs to be looked into with more.
Yeah, I think historically it's more on the, for example, like the leadership doctrine and all of that. But I think we're catching up on this. Yeah.
But you can also like upgrade your doctrines, I think, in APAC. So there's a difference.
No, you can update your doctrines in Chinese server.
Chinese,
but not APAC. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And
will you bring back expeditions? I think they were closed for a reason, and therefore
Well, I have no knowledge on this yet, but we can definitely check with the designers. Yeah.
And for the reason they closed it. I think there is one obvious reason for sure.
Yep. Will crossover groups and friendlies be possibly? Yeah, man, like you're right on the spot. It will come. I cannot promise a time, but it's in the pipeline already. Yeah. What kind of game that, block people from speaking across servers since you're matching up, between the servers. Yeah. Please remove the water required for removing doctrine. Such things are not friendly to beginners at all. Well, like we hear lots of complaints on the Lotus water. Again, it's a complicated problem. I cannot promise you now that we will remove it, but it's definitely on the table of the designers.
The people asking, can you support every community tournament? We can't sadly support every. It's like
because we have limited resources.
Yeah, and people just pulling up. Oh, I'm gonna make a tournament with me and my 5 friends. That's basically handing out rewards for you and your 5 friends.
Yeah,
you're just asking for it.
Yeah, we have Batubu. Will you sponsor the streamers again, like Season 2, that was bringing a lot of people into the game? Like, yeah, of course, yeah. I forgot to mention during the streaming that we are picking up on the content creator program, and then we're gonna invest a lot to it. So probably you can get in touch with him after the stream. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you reach out to me?
Yeah, probably we will take another 2 questions, and
then
that's pretty much it for today. Yeah.
It's already like 30 minutes past midnight. Yikes. Somebody asking for drops, like I said before.
Yeah, Twitch drops. Sorry, like we have some tech difficulties at the back end with the Twitch server. We will fix it soon. Yep.
Not fixing soon. We have we are closer to a solution now. Before it was like a problem with the phone and stuff, but now we just need to fill in some stuff, and then we should be ready to go.
And the map rotation, yeah. I think it's a good. I think lots of people are talking about this. I think I remember like a week ago, like designers are talking about this. So I will check with them again, and then we will post some updates in the community. Yeah.
Onboarding in ranked. Yikes.
Yeah.
Who voted for this? Name yourself. Find him. Auguria in ranked. Crazy people.
And that's still
ranged.
The last one.
Okay, one more.
One more. Oh, will there be a meeting in Cologne this year? That's a perfect
good go. We are planning to do so.
Yeah, we are planning to do so. So it's still like 2 months from now. So we're actually planning on it. So I think probably we can do some survey within the community that where people come and which part of the city or even the location people want, and then what are the potential topics people want to talk about. And then pretty sure that Rita will be there. Thinks he's German, so yeah.
Pretty sure too.
Yep. So I think that's pretty much for the Q&A. Thank you so much for staying with us for the how long is it? Like it's a long. It's 90 minutes streaming. So thank you so much. Apologies again for the poor community management in the past 2 months, and then we'll pick it up. And then also I hope you will enjoy the new season content. And also we get some taste of the 6th anniversary events, during the stream. So please tell your friends, tell your friends, and also who, no matter he is a CB player or he used to play CB or even he haven't started yet. So yeah, I promise it's gonna be the best timing for it. So and also I think we're gonna have another stream sometime early July to actually go over the details of the anniversary, and then we will disclose more details to that. All right, thank you all, as always, and that's it.
That's it. Thank you guys for
Thank
joining.
you guys.
See you soon on the battlefield.
See you soon.
契约无异，与子同袍。望与兴师，修我戈矛。与子同仇。
In Gyeongju's smoke and flame, the golden crown splits night's dark veil. Storms assail, yet Scylla will not fall. Grasp this sigil, not in the Queen's name, but as the last shield and the first arrow of Scylla. Grip this bow. Recall the unfaded glory, dormant for 1,000 years, but still glittering in your palm. Lights the land. Warriors, each of you will shine as a spark in history.